Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to day 6 in Declutter week, where every single day for 7 straight days I am posting declutter content. And today we are wrapping up the final categories that we need to declutter, meaning that tomorrow, day 7, I'm actually going to do 8 days of declutters. I'm going to do 2 separate marathons, just because if I ran everything in one long mega cut, I think it would be close to like 9 or 10 hours. So I'm gonna do a lip marathon tomorrow, and then I will do the rest of the face the following day. But that doesn't have anything to do with today's video, because today we are wrapping up my 2025 makeup collection and declutter, and we are decluttering my lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, and lip liners. I will say, going into this declutter, I'm definitely a lot more into lip liner this year than I have been in years past. Lipsticks, bullet lipsticks, I rarely if ever reach for. I have actually finished my declutter, so I know like what I am decluttering. Bullet lipsticks I probably could have done a little bit better in. And I do also want to warn you, the bullet lipstick section of today's video, I do have a helper. I have my daughter helping. She's judging each of the lipsticks. So that section is a little bit chaotic. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, that's fine. It's it's my channel, and me and my daughter have fun filming together sometimes. So you can skip that portion if you want. You can skip the whole thing if you want. Anyway, just forewarning you on that, that's a little bit chaotic. And then liquid lipsticks and lip stains, I've definitely been getting more into. I could wear them more frequently even, but I've been having a lot more fun playing around with lip color and liquid lipstick slash lip stains the last year or so. So I'm not like disappointed. I just think I could do a better job of wearing those products. We'll see how next year goes. We'll see. But I am super excited to share my declutter with you. So if you're interested in seeing what products I declutter out of these 3 final categories of my makeup collection, stay tuned. First, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and you like project planning content, palette themed content, or just hanging out and chit chatting about makeup, that is what we do over in this channel. So I hope you'll consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the final declutter. All right, we are gonna kick off this declutter with my lip liner collection, and I currently have 35 lip liners, which I have definitely been wearing lip liner a lot more. I do enjoy wearing lip liner just about every single day. However, I've only finished 2 lip liners this year, and both of them had a pretty good head start on them, so I definitely don't need 35. I still think I'm gonna struggle to declutter. And I'm going to start on this side, because I think this side might be a little bit more difficult for me to declutter, and then hopefully we'll end strong. But I do love a nude lip. So we are going to start with my Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat. This is an iconic nude, and I almost wonder, should I do this for my swatches? There's iconic nude, just a really beautiful kind of neutral brown nude. I do really enjoy the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat formula. I feel like it's extremely long lasting, yet still easy to apply. It's actually one of my favorite lip liner formulas, so I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna try and zoom you guys in just a little bit more. I also might not have these in perfect shade order, so bear that in mind. The second one I have to swatch here is one of my newest to my collection. This one is from Singe Beauty, and this one is in the shade, I believe, Brazen Birch. Another really beautiful brown nude. This one is actually maybe a little bit more warm than the one from Charlotte Tilbury. Keeping both of those. Another favorite, I have the Freck Makeout Club lip liner. This one is in the shade 1. There's that one. Again, another brown nude, but still slightly different than the rest. And I have this one from Glossier. This is my favorite from Glossier. This is in the shade Buff. Glossier's lip liner formula is actually so good. It's really creamy to apply, but it is so long lasting. Another brownie nude. I would say maybe most similar to the iconic nude from Charlotte Tilbury, but this one is actually darker, and this one does read a bit darker on the lips. Keeping that one as well. Another favorite formula is the Makeup by Mario formula, the Ultra Suede Sculpting Lip Pencil. This one is in the shade Dimitri. That one's a little bit more cool toned. It almost has a little bit more like pinky nude to it. I'm keeping a lot right off the bat, which I knew. That's why we started on this side. Okay, I also like the Fenty Beauty lip liner formula. I find this to be extremely creamy, yet when it sets down, it really does set down and stay all day. This is in the shade Peanut Butter. I really like this one. I'm definitely interested in more of the Fenty Beauty lip liners. This one's obviously staying. Next we have the shade Strip Down from MAC. MAC is a classic. MAC has a bit more of a stiffer formula, but it is very long lasting. Again, slightly different from the rest, but maybe most close to the Freck one. Still keeping all of them. One of my new very favorites is from Bella Beauté Bar. The names of these aren't on it, so this is either Portal or Wormhole. I'm not exactly sure which one. This one's definitely more cool toned than the majority of these. It's probably most close to, I don't know which one. I think this was the Makeup by Mario one. Actually, those are quite similar. I like both, so I'm keeping both. But in case you have Dimitri from Makeup by Mario, or maybe if you had your eye on Dimitri from Makeup by Mario, either Wormhole or Portal. Again, I'm not exactly sure which shade this is. I wish the name was on this. I again find this to be a very long lasting formula, but it is pretty creamy to apply. Again, I'm very impressed with these from Bella Beauté Bar. Okay, now we're getting into a formula that I am not the biggest fan of, and it is the Lawless Forget the Filler. I can't remember if I decluttered these last year or if I was still thinking about them last year. Regardless, they ended up back in my collection if I did declutter them last year. I find this formula to be way too creamy, and it just like slips and slides out my lip lines. So this one right here is in the shade Cinnamon, and honestly this is just not a type of shade I would reach for. It's a little bit more red toned than I would typically go for, so I'm gonna declutter Cinnamon. Then I have Velvet Peach. All right, and Velvet Peach is not very peachy. It's definitely more pink, maybe more of like a peachy pink. Now, part of me is like curious about this just because I have been more into pink lips. I'm gonna set this in the maybe pile for right now. Again, it's not my favorite formula, but I'm curious if there's another pink that's kind of close to that. I have this one from Shay Blu or Jante Blue. This is a really beautiful shade, but this one is definitely starting to smell off. So I am gonna declutter this one. It's in the shade 935 Dark Natural. Then I have the shade Nude Honey from Lawless. This is my favorite of all the shades, but I honestly feel like this one's so close to so many of these. And again, it's just not my favorite formula, so I actually probably can let go of Nude Honey. Then I have the e.l.f. Baddest Beige lip liner. I really like the e.l.f. lip liner formula as well. I really like the shade Baddest Beige. As you can tell, it kind of goes along with many of my other lip liners. And these are like $2.99. I am going to keep Baddest Beige. I also love the Makeup Forever lip liner formula. I have two deluxe sizes. So I have the shade Wherever Walnut, I believe. Sorry, this one is Anywhere Caffeine. And actually Anywhere Caffeine is one that I like even just a little bit better than Wherever Walnut. Probably because I prefer, I don't know, I was gonna say maybe more of that brownie tone. Wherever Walnut reads slightly more pink on my lips. Regardless, I do really love both. Honestly, I would repurchase both of these shades when I finish them. So both of these are gonna stay. I am also going to keep the one from Merit. This is in Archival or Archival. I can never remember what it is. This is a very creamy formula, yet I do find it to be quite long lasting on the lips. It's really interesting. I don't necessarily know that I would like seek out more of these, but also I like am shocked by how much I do enjoy this one. Anyway, I'm going to keep this one from Merit. Then I have one left from e.l.f. This is in the shade Mauve. This is the Love Triangle Lip Filler Liner. And I really like this shade. It's more of like a cool toned, kind of mauve-y brownie pink. I think it's beautiful on the lips, and I actually find this one to be quite long lasting as well. For a crayon, it's a little bit more tuggy, but it's still easy to apply, and I do feel like it lasts on the lips. All right, next up we have ColourPop Oh Snap. As you can tell, mine's starting to do that ColourPop thing where the crayon kind of comes out a little bit, but it's still usable, and I do really like that shade. How close is that to the e.l.f. one though? The e.l.f. one is maybe more cool toned, and this has a little bit more pinkiness to it. They're kind of close, but not quite the same. I'm gonna keep Oh Snap. I am gonna keep Oh Snap. I'm sorry, I know this is not a very exciting declutter thus far. Then I have either, I think this is Portal, but I have either Wormhole or Portal. This is my most used so far from Bella Beauté Bar. I love that that is a more cool toned, kind of purpley mauve. pretty close again to, I'm just curious, pretty close again to the one from ColourPop, but this one maybe even has a little bit more purple to it. I am gonna keep that one as well. Okay, wiped my arm off for the latter half. I know we're not doing well at all. Next I have MAC Whirl, which is another classic. This one is a little bit more of like a brownie pinky nude. Again, I do like a brownie pinky nude. I'm gonna keep that one. I also have the NYX Peekaboo Neutral. That one has a little bit more pink to it. I'm gonna swatch that next to that Lawless Velvet Peach. Okay, those are definitely not the same, but I would rather reach for the NYX over something like the Lawless. So the Lawless that was in the Maybe, the Velvet Peach, I'm going to declutter. I do really enjoy this one from e.l.f. This is in Pinky Swear. Don't have a ton of more pinky shades, at least I don't think that I do. And this one is like my go-to neutral pink lip liner, so I'm gonna keep that one. Then from Huda Beauty, I have the Lip Contour in Muted Pink. This one is very dried out. Like, this just needs to make its way to the trash, as you can see. So this one is going to be decluttered. From Glossier, I have the shade Bit. That one is definitely a lot darker and more cool toned. I don't feel like I have a lot like that. I'm gonna keep Bit just because I don't think I have a lot or really anything else quite like that dark. From Lawless, I have the shade Pink Sand, which looks like that. Oh, that one is kind of pretty. I don't think I have a lot like Pink Sand. And I feel like I actually would really enjoy that. The only thing is it's such a creamy formula. I'm gonna keep that one for right now. This one from Makeup by Mario, I'm definitely gonna keep. This is in the shade Pink Peony, I believe. Yes, I feel like this one is really unique to my collection. It's kind of almost like a light lavender fuchsia sort of pink. I think that one is really, really fun. Then I have Rosewood from Lawless. Rosewood is kind of similar to the one that I'm keeping from Glossier. Again, I don't love the Lawless formula, and as we get even darker, like, makes me even more nervous just because I feel like this formula does not stay in the lip lines. So I'm going to declutter that one. I'm also going to, or this one is in Pink Slip. Sorry, let me swatch that one first. Oh, I do like the shade of Pink Slip. Wait, let me swatch Pink Slip next to, I want to swatch Pink Slip next to the e.l.f. one. Okay, they're not the same. I do kind of like the shade of that one. I think, okay, I actually think I'm gonna keep this one for right now. Then I'm like, do I need both of these? Maybe, I think I like Pink Slip better than I do Pink Sand. That's Pink Slip, that's Pink Sand. Okay, I wanna swatch Forever Walnut next to Pink Sand, as well as MAC Whirl. Okay, they're not quite the same. Why am I so torn on these? Then I'm like, maybe I don't need this one. Why am I so torn? Okay, ultimately, actually, I think I'm gonna keep Pink Sand, which is this one. Even though, is that, maybe that is super close to Wherever Walnut. Okay, I'm gonna declutter Pink Sand. I just really don't love the formula of the Lawless. I'm gonna keep Pink Slip for right now because I do like that shade and I don't feel like I have anything quite like that. Next I have also from Lawless the shade Desert Mauve. By the way, Lawless did send the entire range to me. That's why I have all of the colors. Okay, there is Desert Mauve. I definitely don't need Desert Mauve. I'm curious how Desert Mauve is gonna look next to the Bare Minerals shade that I have. This one is in Striking Spice. Not super similar actually at all. I've kept Striking Spice, but I just don't necessarily see myself reaching for a shade this warm. It is almost like a warm, like cinnamon brown. I actually think I might declutter the Bare Minerals one. The Bare Minerals one is also quite creamy and I don't feel like that one sets down the best either. Then I have from Lawless, I have the shade True Love, which is like a true blue toned red. which I think is really pretty. However, again, just because it is such a slippery formula, I feel like I can't keep that one. I did buy the Makeup Forever one for a red, and this one is definitely a lot more long lasting. Maybe not quite as like classic red, but paired with like a classic red lipstick, you really can't tell the difference. So I'm gonna declutter the Lawless and obviously keep the Makeup Forever. I also have this one from Makeup by Mario. This is in the shade Flame Red, and this one is more of like an orangey red, which I do love a fun orange lip in the summer, which is why I wanted to buy this one. So I'm definitely going to be keeping that. Then from Lawless, we have this really dark one. This is in Honey Rose. There is Honey Rose, a very, very cool toned shade. I actually think this is a really beautiful shade. It's just, again, I can't trust this lip liner to stay in the lip lines. So I'm gonna declutter that one. And then finally, I have the shade Root For Me from MAC, which is a really deep, vampy, kind of brown shade. I actually really enjoy having this to pair with the Fig House Labs lip gloss, hybrid lip gloss. I'm definitely gonna keep this. I clearly don't have anything quite like this in my collection. Okay, don't feel like we did great with lip liners, although we are decluttering 11, so we are getting rid of over 10 lip liners, and that leaves us with 24 lip liners. I do feel like I need to like halt purchasing any new lip liners, specifically in a nude shade. Like, it has to be a very unique shade to my collection, and it has to be something I think I'll get a lot of use out of for me to buy another lip. Like, I really feel like we should really cool it on lip liners for a while until I'm able to get through a couple. And like I said, I do not need any more nude brown lip liners, but keeping 24, decluttering 11. All right, you guys, we are on to the lipstick section of today's declutter. I have 35 bullet lipsticks. Well, I'm counting this as a bullet lipstick too, but 35 bullet lipsticks. And for this section of the video, I'm going to put everything on my lips to see how it looks. I tried to do a very neutral look. I feel like I'm getting a weird shadow here. But my daughter is sitting off camera, and she's gonna let me know what she thinks should stay versus what should go. So we have a live judge to let us know what we're gonna be doing for this declutter. I would kindly ask that the judge turn their video down. Okay, I'm gonna start with this NARS lip crayon. This is in the shade Bettina. It's the Velvet Matte Lip Pencil. I do really like this product, so I do think I'll end up keeping this. It's just kind of like a Your Lips but better sort of lipstick. I feel like my lips are already dry and irritated, so I can't even imagine what they're gonna be like at the end of this. Okay, I feel like I need to like zoom you guys in a little bit, get you closer. All right, this is NARS Bettina, just like, again, a very Your Lips but better. I say I wanna keep this. Zoe, what do you say? This stay or go? Don't say go just because I say go.
No, I don't like it. It's so weird.
What's weird about it?
It's just way too plain.
It's a lipstick.
No, to me.
No, Zoe.
I'm the judge.
Zoe, I want to keep this one. I can overrule you.
I'm not the judge anymore.
Yes, you are. You promised.
You're just gonna...
I'm paying you for today's video.
I thought you gave me your book yesterday.
I paid you in advance, so you have to do the video. I'm overruling the judge on this. I'm keeping this. All right, we're gonna move on to all of my Lawless lipsticks. Lawless did send me over their entire range last year, and so I have them all. So
Lawless, no hate if I say no and they're ugly.
Zoe says Lawless, no hate if she says no. I have no idea. I don't have these like sorted into any specific like colors. So we're gonna start with this shade Morocco, which looks like a really pretty shade, but definitely a little bit deeper. This formula is definitely more hydrating. What do they consider this? I don't know what they consider this. If it's like a satin matte, I'd probably call it a satin matte. Don't judge my lip lines. Again, I'm not wearing a lip liner. Like, is this one already starting to smell like it's going off? Maybe not. Okay, there's Morocco. Definitely a little bit darker. I kind of like this. The face Zoe's giving me is a not like. What don't you like about it?
It's so plain.
Zoe, they're lipsticks. They're gonna be plain.
No, Mom. We gotta get that one out of this collection.
Okay, I do like this one. I don't have another lipstick quite like
but
this.
It's so dry.
They're all gonna be dryish.
No, but like it's such an ugly color.
I think this is a pretty color.
No, Mom, you
Zoe,
can't always over.
Okay, I can't say that on my channel. I'm overruling and we're keeping Morocco. I like this one. Also, the Vikings are playing so bad today. I'm literally filming while the game is on mute. Normally, I would never be disrespectful in that way, but I'm just so disappointed in my team. All right, next up we have Platinum. I don't think I'm gonna like Platinum because Platinum looks like concealer lips. We'll see what the judge has to say. Should I even keep putting this on?
No, that's a waste. I tried putting that on and I hated it.
Oh, wow. That looks so bad. Also, just like look how bad my lips
What
look.
the heck? Lolis, no offense, but... Lolis,
Okay, but then I put this on.
You kind of sucked with that color.
Okay, but then I put this on and I'm like, but with a lip. It could be something that I keep to put in the center of the lips.
Mom, you have to listen to me.
You're right, I never would do it. Okay, okay.
Ew.
This is a declutter.
No, let me put it over there.
Okay, but hold on, I have to do a count up at the end, okay? So keep track. The shade, I kind of like Platinum if I were to put it just on the center.
No, Mom.
Platinum's getting decluttered. All right, what do we have next? Next we have the shade Daisy Girl, which is a pink. There it is swatched right there. Dang, I'm gonna need to exfoliate the lips tonight. There's Daisy Girl. What do you think? I don't know if it's my color.
Yeah.
I personally feel like I could find an excuse to keep everything though.
Mom,
but
that makeup is not matching with the lips. You look really bad. No offense.
But what if I want a pink at some point?
Mom, you're gonna go out looking like that with that.
No, I could do different makeup that needs a pink.
Yeah, girl, no offense, but none of that lipstick is gonna match your face.
What are we doing with Daisy Girl?
You go.
Go? I do kind of want a pink though. I'm vetoing that. I kind of want to keep a pink.
What's the point of being your assistant?
All right, next up we have the shade Soft Truffle. Ooh, Soft Truffle looks like a shade I would like. All right, I can already tell my lips are getting irritated, but here is Soft Truffle. I do like that. I feel like that's a shade that, like, this is a type of lipstick. What do you think, so? I kind of like this one. It's
I give up being your judge.
No, you have to still be the judge.
No, you're just gonna overrule me.
So it's like neutral makeup. What does it look bad? I don't think it looks bad. It's literally like your lips, but better. Okay, I am gonna keep this one. The judge is getting mad. So I feel like you're like trying to be funny though, and you're gonna say not to keep anything.
Okay, fine. I'll be honest, but I was being honest.
Okay. Next up we have the shade Wedding Day, which I think is like a very nude sort of shade. Actually I could see myself liking Wedding Day. Oh yeah, Wedding Day is a pretty nude. You don't like Wedding Day? Maybe I don't.
Wedding Day?
That's what this is called.
Oh.
Okay, I don't wear lipsticks, that's much. I feel like I need to listen to the judge on something. I do kind of like this. No. It's like more of a cool toned.
Lawless, you are doing so good.
All right, okay, I'll allow it.
No, this could be for other people, Lawless, just not for my mom.
Okay, Wedding Day is getting the boot. All right, next up I have the shade Annie. I don't think I'm gonna like this. If I'm remembering correctly, this is like a very warm nude. Zoe, should I even put this one on? I'll put it on.
Ew, no, 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 no.
Yeah, I don't think that's my shade at all. Just like a warm nude pink peach. Looks really bad. Yeah, this one is getting decluttered. Next up, we have the shade Daisy Girl, which I swear I already swatched. I definitely did. Do I have two Daisy Girls? Oh, I do. Okay, well, I guess I don't need both, so I'll declutter one of the Daisy Girls. Wait, can I trade for one of the ones? Can I trade for... I traded for Wedding Day because I wanted to keep Wedding Day. All right, next up we have the shade Tropic, which is kind of like a warm rosy pink. I don't know if this is gonna be my shade either. Yeah, for me personally, I don't think this is my shade, but let me ask the judge. Judge? Is that a no? All right. Traffic is getting decluttered. Next up, we have the shade Fawn. Fawn actually looks like a shade I would really like, just like a nudie, pinky brown. And I know my lips are already like kind of irritated, so I feel like outside my lip lines is kind of irritated. Okay, this is Fawn. Maybe I don't love this, like it's fine. I think maybe I like Wedding Day more than this, and those two. Here's Fawn, here's Wedding Day. I feel like maybe that's similar enough. And I reach for bullet lipsticks so infrequently, I probably don't need to keep this. I don't know, what do you think of this one? No? If I did a lip gloss with it, it'd be cute. Should I keep it?
Yes.
Wow, okay. The first one the judge actually said to keep, I feel like I should keep. All right, next up we have the shade Cookie, which is this brown right here. Yeah, that is not my favorite, I don't think. Zoe, what do you think of this one?
Honestly, yeah, it's cute.
You like this one? I mean, it definitely is different. Well, I guess the judge says to keep it, so we must listen. Keeping Cookie. All right, then we have the shade Femme, which is kind of more of like a mauve-y, pinky sort of shade. Okay, Femme is really pretty. Zoe, what do you think of Femme? You like this one? I do too. Okay, we are gonna keep Femme. That makes me think maybe I don't need Daisy Girl though. I'm gonna put Daisy Girl, which is swatched right here, in the maybes. And then finally, the last Lawless lipstick I have to swatch is in the shade Minx, which is kind of like a darker, almost like berry sort of shade. Again, ignore how irritated my lips are. Oh, I actually really like Minx a lot. So what do you think of this one?
Too dark.
Too dark. I like this one. I'm keeping it. Okay, that's everything I have for the Lawless lipsticks. I have 2 remaining Tarte lipsticks. I have one that I lost the sticker on, so I don't even know what shade this is. These are getting quite old. They don't smell, but I have that shade right there, which I don't know what the name is, which kind of looks really similar to, I think this was Cookie. Let me swatch Cookie to see. Yeah, there's Cookie swatched from Lawless versus whatever Tarte Rainforest one is. I feel like those are close enough. I don't need to keep both. And the Tarte one is just so old. I'm gonna declutter this one. And then I also have the shade Beach Babe, which is a very nude shade. I've really missed Tarte Rum Punch so much. I'm gonna see how this one looks swatched. I need to also keep in mind, oh my gosh, this formula, I forget how comfortable this formula is. I need to also keep in mind how little I wear bullet lipsticks. Oh, but I do like Beach Babe for a more nudie lip. Again, ignore how absolutely irritated my lips are. So what do you think of Beach Babe?
What the freak is that?
You don't like this?
No, ew. What the heck? Plain boring? No, no.
But so sometimes a nude plain boring
it's
is
so bad. Mom, what is that? It's basically the one Lawless made.
I have these 2 lipsticks that I believe I got from C Beauty Mall last year. I think both are more like balmy. There's one from, I think this is You Hue. Oh, this one makes me nervous just because it's such a glossy formula that I don't know that it would stay in the lip lines. I don't think I love that. Zoe, what do you think of this one?
Ooh,
You like this one? I don't like this one.
I get it.
What do you like about it? Because it's more glossy?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Do you want this one? If I declutter it? Well, if you don't, then you don't actually like it.
But I do, but I don't want it.
I just don't see myself using this one that much. It is really comfortable though. And actually maybe it does stay in the lip lines. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile. Then I have this one from Joycey, which also looks very similar, like very similar to the one that I just swatched. This is again more of that like glossy balmy sort of formula. And this one is maybe even a little bit darker and a little bit more slippy.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Yes! That one's so pretty.
We are not on the same
Fine,
path.
fine, give it to me. We'll decline it.
I think I am going to declutter this one just because I don't trust this one as much as the YooHoo one to like stay in the lip lines, although the shade is quite pretty. Do you like this one?
I do.
Okay, I'll keep it. Part of me kind of want to keep this YooHoo, kind of wants to keep the one from YooHoo too. But do you see, is this getting outside my lip lines? I'm going to keep it for now. I'm going to keep both of them. Actually, I'm going to put both of them in the maybes and we're going to see how well we continue to do. Ah, that was pretty. Okay. I feel like I need to pick one or the other. I'm going to keep the YooHoo one because I feel like this will stay in the lip lines better, and I will declutter the Joycey Beauty one. All right, speaking of more like balm type of lipsticks, again, these probably could have gone in balms too. This is the NARS Afterglow Sensual Lip Shine lipstick. I have the shade Breathless, which is a nude. This probably is not going to look the best just because my lips are so irritated. I do like this formula. I just don't think it's worth in the $30. This is Breathless. It usually doesn't look quite this warm. It's just my lips are so irritated underneath. It is such a comfortable formula though. I'm gonna keep it, but let me get the judge's opinion. So what do you think of this one? It's pretty. Okay, well, we're gonna keep that one. And then I also have the shade On Edge, which is a really fun, brighter kind of orangey red. And I do love lip shades like this for the summer. I definitely should have reached for this more this summer. Yeah, I really, really love this shade. I think it's so fun. And it is actually such a comfortable lip product. So what do you think of this one? I got approval to keep this one too. That one's gonna stay. I have another kind of fun orangey shade in like a similar formula. This is Fenty Tang Tang. I don't even know if they make... I know that they have like made, or they're making like lip glossy lipsticks again from Fenty, but I don't know if they got rid of the like makeout formula. Mine still smells normal. It's very similar to that one that I just swatched. I would love to finish this one this year. Let me see how much I have left. Still a significant amount. It still smells like a vanilla cupcake though. What do you think of this one?
That's cute.
Oh, I got it. That's cute. Okay, this one will stay. All right, I have this one from Flower Nose. This one kind of reminds me of, yeah, it really does remind me of the two other ones that I swatched from like YooHoo and Joycey, except for this one is more of like a burnt reddish cinnamon. I honestly don't even really love that shade. I'm not really gonna bother putting this one on my lips. I am going to just be decluttering that one. I have two What's Up Beauty lipsticks. I have the shades Seba and Ank. Seba I really, really like. This one is a really beautiful, kind of cooler toned, mid-toned mauve. My lips look so irritated. I'm definitely keeping Seba. This reminds me of the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea formula. It's just so comfortable on the lips. And I do really, really enjoy this shade. So that will stay. All right, the other shade that I have is Ank. This is like more of a reddy shade. Okay, there's that shade. I actually do feel like that's pretty unique to anything else that I have kept. I do actually really like that shade. What do you think, Zoe? Feel like a fun red? We're getting a nod of approval to keep that. Okay, I have this one from Milk Makeup. This is so old. This is in the shade Cream. I really should declutter this because this is so old. There it is swatched right there. It's just such a pretty pink. I just never reach for bullet lipstick. I gotta declutter it. It's so old. I am gonna declutter this. I'm not even gonna bother swatching. I'm not even gonna tempt myself by being like, oh, I kind of like this. We're just gonna let that one go. I have two Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I have one of the, oh my gosh, one of these ones. This was in JK Magic. This formula is a little bit glossier. Again, my lips look so irritated. Usually I actually feel like this looks a little bit warmer on my lips. I think for sure I'll keep this just because the packaging I really do love. So what do you think of this one? I knew Zoe was gonna like that one. Keeping this for the packaging. Okay, I have then Very Victoria, which is one of my favorite lipstick shades of all time. I think for the sake of my lips, I might not swatch that just because I know I'm gonna keep it. And then same thing with the Milani Tease lipstick. This is one of my favorite lipsticks in my entire collection. And I'm not gonna swatch that one just for the sake of my lips already being so irritated. And I know I'm gonna keep that. I have the Natasha Denona lipstick and I need a new, this is Amrosa. I don't think I'll swatch this one on the lips either, just because I know I'm going to keep that one. There it is swatched right there. It's a very beautiful kind of cooler toned pinky nude. It actually does kind of remind me of, I think this was Wedding Day from Lawless. And I do, actually let me see if I'm accurate in that. No, Wedding Day is definitely lighter. Okay, well, I am gonna keep this one from Natasha Denona. I do think this is a really pretty shade too. I'm not gonna swatch the one because my lips hurt. I am gonna swatch Truffle Tease from Maybelline. I feel like maybe I don't need this one. I know it's not exactly the same as some of my others, but I do feel like it's pretty close to, yeah, I don't feel like I need to keep this. I feel like it's pretty close to Tartelette Tease, or sorry, not Tartelette, Milani Tease. And so I just don't need to keep both. So I'm gonna declutter that one. Then I have this one from MAC, which I don't know that I could declutter because I do love the marbled packaging on this, but I never wear this shade. This is a very concealer lippy sort of shade. This one is definitely starting to smell off though.
I thought I was your judge.
Yeah, we're gonna see what the judge says on this one. She's giving me that look.
What the freak is that?
Okay, this actually smells like Play-Doh on the lips too. I feel like I need to just be okay letting this go. This was getting the boot. We're gonna just declutter that. Wipe this on the lips and never look back, or wipe this off the lips. All right, I've got this one from Bite Beauty. This is in the shade Orange Fizz. This is also very old. Oops, I got a little on the nose. This one doesn't smell weird though. Although, oh, that's so bright. I feel like because I am keeping both the NARS and the orange one from Fenty, maybe I shouldn't keep this just because it is so old. That's very orange as well. Let's see what the judge has to say. Judge? She's laughing. I guess that's a sign it's time to declutter that one. I have really enjoyed that though in the past.
Ew. You enjoyed that? That's so bright.
It is very bright. Okay, yeah, because I shouldn't have done that one because my lips are literally stained red, which is really going to inhibit the rest of this. Thankfully, I only have 4 left. Okay, and the last 4 that I have are all from Merit. I think I have 3 different formulas. So I have their signature lip, and this one is in the shade Sunday, which is a pink. Ugh, it's not going to swatch right, I feel like, on my lips right now. Okay, I feel like this is showing up a little bit more pink than it normally would just because my lips underneath. But I actually do really like the shade Sunday. It's very different than really anything else that I have in my collection. There it is swatched right there. And actually I feel like even though it's not anywhere close to the shade Daisy Girl, which actually might be swatched next to it right up here. Yeah, it is. I actually really like the shade Sunday. It's very different than really anything else that I have in my collection. I don't have a lot of pinks. So, Zoe, what do you think of this? She said it's cute. We're keeping it. All right, then I have the shade Archival or Archival. I think it's Archival. You guys, I could be wrong. Oh yeah, we're just not gonna get, we're literally just not gonna get an accurate, I'm mad that I did this. So what do you think of this one? Okay, I don't know if this is gonna help us get a sense for what Archival looks like at all. There it is swatched right there. I do really like this one. Yeah, I don't know that we're getting an accurate depiction of Archival, but I am gonna keep this one. I know that for sure. The other 2 shades that I have are Baby and 1999. And 1999 is very different than anything else that I have in my collection because it is like a brown. But I do want to keep this because I really have nothing like this. And I think it's fun to reach for from time to time. And then the last lipstick I have from Merit is in the shade Baby, which I also really like. It's just like a nude mauve-y sort of shade. But then I'm curious if this is similar to any of the Lawless ones that I kept. So I'm gonna wipe my arm off quick. Okay, just because I feel like I don't need to keep as many lipsticks as I currently have, I'm kind of swatching some of these side by side. Right here, I have Lawless Minx, and I have it swatched by the What's Up Beauty Seba. Those are pretty similar. This one's a little bit more opaque because this has a little bit more of a glossy formula. But just thinking of how little I reach for bullet lipsticks, I don't need to keep 2 that look this like close in shade. So I'm going to declutter Lawless Minx. I will still keep the Seba from What's Up Beauty. Then I also swatched Fawn and Wedding Day. Zoe didn't like either of them. So we'll settle and I will declutter one of them. I'm going to declutter Fawn because I'm more likely to reach for something a little bit more neutral or cool leaning. And so I will declutter Fawn. Okay, then I just swatched Baby next to Wedding Day and those are pretty similar. I suppose this one's a little bit more mid-toned. I think I'll keep the rest. I did decide I'm gonna keep Daisy Girl just because I don't have anything that's this light pink and I do think that that could add some value to my collection. Okay, I also think that I just don't need to keep this one. I just don't see myself reaching for this formula. It's just, I already struggle to reach for bullet lipsticks, whether it be like glossy, matte, satin matte. So I am also going to declutter this one. And so with that, that means we are decluttering a total of 14 of my bullet lipsticks. And so that means that we are keeping a total of 21 bullet lipsticks, which honestly is probably still too much, but it feels a lot more manageable than we were at. I will say I've got to either use my bullet lipsticks next year or really cut this down again. I did not need to be buying any more bullet lipsticks, which I'm looking at this and I actually don't think I bought any of these. Like, I don't think I bought any bullet lipsticks this year, so that's a plus. Anyway, that is going to wrap it up for this portion of the declutter. All right, you guys, we are on to the last section of this entire declutter series. We have all of my lip stains and liquid lipsticks. I believe I have 32 here, which is actually more than I thought I was gonna have. I've definitely been enjoying playing with color a little bit more on the lips, and I've been enjoying like a lip stain and a liquid lipstick that's more comfortable here and there. So I'm excited to go through this. There are definitely still some things that need to go, like my Dose of Colors, which is my favorite liquid lipstick formula. These are so old. These just really, unfortunately, are going to have to go, as well as some other things. So let's just jump right into it. I am going to declutter all 4 of my Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. This actually does really pain me. I love the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick formula. In fact, I'd actually be curious if they have like a Black Friday sale. I would potentially be interested in possibly picking up just a couple of like more neutral shades. I actually like liquid lipsticks over a bullet lipstick. So if I had some liquid lipsticks in shades like that I have in lipstick shades, I can't speak, maybe I would declutter more of my lipsticks. Anyway, these are so old. I believe I got the majority of these in like 2016 or 2017. So they're well beyond their years. These are all going to be decluttered. I really should declutter this one from YESStyle too. This is in the shade 22. This is also just such an old product, but I do really, really love that shade. And I don't have anything even close to this shade in my collection. Ugh, it really is kind of starting to smell like paint though. Like I really feel like I should let this go. It really does kind of smell like paint. I feel like I really should let this go. Oh, I wasn't planning to do that. That's painful. Okay. Both of my Personas are actually pretty old as well. I'm gonna swatch. Okay, so I have Persona Holy Grail here. This red. I'm gonna swatch that next to my other like bright, vibrant red liquid lipstick, which is this one from Melt. This is in the shade Thirst for Blood. Thirst for Blood. Oh, Thirst for Blood is definitely a little bit more of like a blue red, whereas this is more truly like a classic Hollywood red. I'm definitely keeping the Melt. Let me smell this one from Persona. Oh, that one still does kind of smell like vanilla cupcake. Okay, I'm comfortable keeping that one for now. And I do feel like those two are different. I am actually, just because we're swatching reds right now, I'm gonna swatch this one from NYX. This is the Smushy Matte Lip Balm. I really, really liked these like matte lip balms. Such an interesting texture. It stains like a liquid lipstick, kind of, but then it like is comfortable like a balm. I don't know. I really, 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 really enjoy these. I'm definitely keeping both of them. So I have the shade Sassy Stuff, which is the shade I just swatched right there. And then I have this pink in Sweet Smack. I actually would consider potentially buying more of these in the future. I obviously don't need to buy any right now, but that's just like a fun pink. And again, I have been having fun playing around with pinks this year. So I'm gonna keep both of those. I'm gonna put that down by my lip stains. Okay, I still have some like reds here. So I have this one from Kaleidos. I don't know what shade this is in. The Kaleidos formula is more of like a velvety formula. I think this shade is so pretty. It kind of reminds me of the MAC Over the Taupe shade. Over the Taupe is my favorite liquid lipstick shade. Oh, maybe it doesn't remind me of this one. I have one that's similar. I absolutely love Over the Taupe. It looks more brown swatched right there, but on the lips, it is like the perfect Your Lips But Better, but like a little bit deeper sort of shade. I think it's so pretty. I absolutely would buy this again when I finish that. So I'm definitely keeping. I think I do want to keep this one from Kaleidos. I just got my Kaleidos ones last year, so they are like newer to my collection. Maybe this is the one that's similar to Over the Taupe. Kind of, but that's still more of like a brownie. Those are different enough. I feel like I can justify keeping both. Then I have this one, which is a much lighter nude. I actually don't love this shade on me, so I'm gonna let that one go. And then I'm gonna swatch Persona OG. I feel like I'm kind of close to being done with OG. OG is super, super close to that one from Kaleidos, but for some reason I just like the way that this one sits on my lips better. That one still smells okay as well. It still smells like a vanilla cupcake. Those are so similar to one another. I'm like, did I really not like this? I'm gonna keep the one from Persona just because I'm closer to finishing that one. Plus this is newer, so I'd actually feel like okay passing this along to someone else. So I will keep that. I will keep the Persona and then I will declutter the Kaleidos. I have this one from MAC. It's another Powder Kiss. This is in Make Love to the Camera, which is another kind of like darker berry tone shade. I think this is really pretty for holiday time. And you can kind of sheer this one out to be a little bit more like of a sheer berry if you want to. I think this pairs really beautifully with the Fig lip gloss from House Labs, and I really like that too. Kind of similar. I know these are kind of similar, but I literally bought this because I was just really into a shade like this, so I'm gonna keep this too. Actually, this one reminds me more of Over the Taupe, except for it has a little bit more of like mauviness to it. This is the Lip and Cheek Blush Tint from Kylie Cosmetics, and this is in the shade She's It. I think I bought this actually earlier this year. I really enjoyed this as well, so I'm definitely keeping that. And then I have my two ABH Lip Velvets, which I also really enjoyed this year. I have been having so much fun with this Blackberry shade. It is definitely deeper, but I think it's so fun. And it honestly like is not as intimidating as it looks swatched out. And then I also have the shade Pure Hollywood for a really beautiful nude shade. Sorry, I know I have not been swatching these in any sort of color order whatsoever. Okay, there is Pure Hollywood, which is a really beautiful kind of pinky nude. Just trying to look at, I know those are definitely different. Just trying to decide if I truly need the Persona. I feel like maybe I should let the Persona go. Just because I like something more this tone. This is getting older. I think I'm also going to let the Persona go for this. I have this one from Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Courage. I don't even know if they make this formula anymore. It is again one of those like more velvety formulas. Kind of reminds me of Pure Hollywood, but it's a little bit darker. I just don't personally love this formula. I feel like it kind of like cakes up almost on the lips, and it's not my favorite. I actually just panned a mini this year, and I feel like it took me forever to pan. It's not super uncomfortable. It's just not a favorite. It is getting older in my collection. I feel like I can let that one go too. All right, then I have two lip stains from Fenty. I'm keeping both of these. I love both of these. I have Strawberry Sangria, which is a really fun, beautiful red. And then I also have Zesty Bestie, which is a really fun orange shade. I love both of these so much, and I actually reached for both of these a decent amount this year, so those two are gonna stay. My Kaja Love Swipes, I'm gonna let go of all of these. They're nice. They're more of like a really thin kind of moussey texture. I just don't ever find myself wanting to reach for this over something else, although that is a really nice shade. Okay, hold on. The more you like layer these two, the more they like stain the lips. Okay, I do actually really like this shade, which is the shade 5, I'm Melting. Then I also have the shade 2, Sweet Softy, which is, I mean, those two look very, very similar. I don't need both of them, but I think I'll keep the shade I'm Melting, which is the more like brownie of the two. Then I also have the shade, oh, I have a backup of the shade 2, Sweet Softy, which is the other one that I'm decluttering that. I'm definitely keeping my Benefit plush tints. I have one of the moisturizing matte lip tints and 2 of the moisturizing dewy lip tints. I did have a second matte lip tint, but it went missing. This is the shade French Toast, which is a really beautiful kind of brownie sort of shade. Nice neutral nudie shade. I really, really enjoyed that. I'm like, does that look close enough to the Love Swipe that I don't need to keep both? Maybe. I just don't find myself ever reaching for the Love Swipe. I feel like I'd rather reach for like the Kylie Cosmetics. I think I'm gonna declutter this Love Swipe too. Anyway, I'm keeping French Toast. Then I have the shade 7, Tutti Frutti in the Dewy formula, which the Dewy formula is nice because it has a bit of glossiness to it. And this is another one that the more you layer it, the more it kind of stains. Which actually, not that these two are the same, but it is like a fun pink. So maybe I feel a little bit better about, I mean, I shouldn't feel guilty at all about getting rid of the YSL, which literally smells like paint, but I'm keeping Tutti Frutti. And then I also picked up this shade Honeymooners earlier this summer, which is more of like a, oh, kind of like a Your Lips but better, but has like a little bit of warmth to it. It's a really beautiful, fun shade as well. Really, really enjoy the Benefit plush tint formula. So keeping all of those. And then I'm gonna try and wipe my hand off so we can swatch all of the What's Up Beauty liquid lipsticks together. Okay, I did the best I could cleaning my hand off. This one on the end is actually a balm, so I probably should have included this in my balms. This is the Sophistisilk Balm, which I am going to keep. This is nice to put underneath liquid lipsticks. And then I have all of these shades. So I have the shade Caramel Veil, which actually that is kind of similar to the Persona, which we got rid of. It's just like a little bit warmer than I typically like my lip products. So I don't necessarily know that I need to keep that one. This one is in the shade Cashmere Muse. I will say I have really enjoyed reaching for this formula from What's Up Beauty. I think it's really nice. It's matte, but it's comfortable. It dries down really comfortably. I am definitely going to keep Cashmere Muse. I think that's a really beautiful nude pink. Then I have the shade Subtle Chic, which looks like that. It's a little bit more of like a rosier kind of mid-tone shade. I'm also going to keep this. I've really enjoyed that one. We have the shade Timeless Love, which I also really like for something even a little bit deeper. That one kind of has like that purple mauviness to it. And then finally I have the shade Lilac Lullaby, which is definitely not like an everyday reach for me. I don't have anything quite like that, but I also don't necessarily know that I would find myself reaching for this more than a couple of times a year. So I feel like I can let go the one on both ends and kind of keep the more like neutral shades. I'm gonna let go of Lilac Lullaby as well as the Caramel Veil from What's Up Beauty, and then we will keep these 3. And so of all of my liquid lipsticks, that means we are decluttering 13 liquid lipsticks, keeping 19, which honestly 19 liquid lipsticks even feels like a lot. I feel like I probably could have decluttered more of my lipsticks, but you know what, we're gonna pay more attention to our makeup usage. We're gonna see what we use next year. I'm really happy with my liquid lipstick collection. As I continue to use these, maybe I'll find holes that I want to maybe add more shades, but then declutter shades out of my bullet lipsticks. We'll see. But that is going to wrap it up for this portion of the declutter. let's kick it to the outro. We are gonna end this video with a quick recap of everything that happened in today's video. So for the lip liner category, we ended up decluttering a total of 11 out of my 35 lip liners, leaving me with 24 lip liners, and meaning we did declutter 32% of my lip liner collection. For the lipstick category, we also had a total of 35 lipsticks. I decluttered 14 and kept 21, and that means we decluttered exactly 40% of my lipstick collection, which I am really happy we got to at least the 40% mark. Like I said in the introduction, I do think I probably could have and should have done a little bit more damage in the bullet lipsticks just because I literally never wear bullet lipsticks. Maybe next year will be different. If it's not, we gotta go even harder next year. And then in a shocking turn of events, we also decluttered 40%, and actually if you round up 41% of my liquid lipstick collection. I should have definitely decluttered more bullet lipsticks than liquid lipsticks, although I did have all of those old liquid lipsticks that really had to go. We ended up decluttering a total of 13 out of my 32 liquid lipsticks, which is about 41%. And so that means in total today, we discussed a total of 102 lip products. I kept 64 of those lip products, and I decluttered a total of 38 of those lip products, meaning that we did declutter a total of 37% from all of the products in today's video. I did say at the beginning of this declutter series, I wanted to declutter somewhere between 30 to 40% of my makeup collection. In my Mega Cuts declutter that will be coming for my last video, I will kind of do a quick recap about everything that we were able to declutter, so stay tuned for that video. But I am happy that for this section of my makeup collection, I was able to get over that kind of 35% mark, just because lip liners I've been reaching for more, but bullet lipsticks and then liquid lipsticks I have been reaching for more, but still not a ton. So I'm really happy with today's results. Let me know in the comments down below if you've recently decluttered any lip products from your collection. Was it because they were old? Was it because you just weren't loving them anymore? Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.